Good afternoon all. Today we will continue from the last class where we left, that is introduction to Verilog HDL. So, what we did last class, we have started with a tutorial on Verilog. So, that will give you a brief idea on the entire Verilog modeling style. Once the modeling style is over, you will have a minimum idea, so that you can start simulating the design by using tools. We can go in detail of the individual design. Okay. So, we will try to complete that portion today. So, last class we have discussed about data flow modeling, then we have discussed behavioral modeling. So, these two modeling style we have discussed last class. So, in behavioral modeling we have seen that we started with we use initial and always block for that. Okay. So, in data flow modeling we use mostly replicate a Boolean expression into a continuous assignment statement by using assign statement. So, last class what I have discussed in that in decoder problem, here if you will see there is a NAND gate is there. Okay. So, while doing this Z0, Z1, Z2, Z4 I forgot to give a this not sign. Okay. So, that is for correction I am just telling it. So, you try to do that. As it is a active low logic, we have NAND gate in the output. So, you have to, after adding the individual bit input bit to the NAND gate, you have to do some NOT operation. Okay. So, that is the left out part. Then we saw behavioral modeling followed by inter and intra statement delay. We have created a waveform by using initial statement. Okay. So, this waveform actually initially P0, P2 is also 0. So, after 5 nanosecond your P1 becoming 1. Okay. So, again 5 plus 3 at 8 nanosecond your P2 is becoming 1. Okay. So, after 8 plus 6 at 14 nanosecond your P1 becoming 0, and 14 plus 2 16 nanosecond P2 is becoming 0. So, as you are putting a begin and end here, this is becoming, actually this is called as a sequential block. Okay. So, similarly a few people asked yesterday that if I want a specific time interval, like after 5 I do not want 3 to be added, I want that P2 should be do its changing of input at 3 time units itself, then in place of sequential block we are having another thing called parallel block, that we will see in detail class of the behavioral level modeling. Okay. So, that block uses a syntax called fork and join, and when we will use fork and join, it will all the statement in that block will act parallelly. Okay. So, today coming to structural modeling. So, I told that out of these three modeling style, behavioral and data flow we have discussed. Now, today we will discuss structural modeling and followed by the mix of everything, that is called mixed type or mixed design type modeling. So, if you will see structural modeling, it is classified into 4 types. One is called built-in primitive gates. Then, so as it is name as built-in gate primitive, so it is it will model a gate level design, right. So, the same full adder whatever you have done using continuous assignment statement, that can be done by using gate level primitive model. Okay. So, similarly transistor level modeling. So, transistor level modeling it supports switch level primitive. Okay. So, like NMOS, PMOS, CMOS, I told in the capabilities of Verilog, at that time I have told that it supports NMOS, CMOS, PMOS, which is used to model transistor level design. Okay. Similarly, user can define their own primitives, like mux is not a primitive available in a gate, in a Verilog model. So, mux you can define as your own user primitive, and that you can instantiate to use in top module design. Okay. So, that we will see later class. Last one is module instantiation. Okay. So, as the name indicates, you have to call the each block, and you connect the corresponding module, and that means let us say I am having one block here, let us say A, another block is there B. So, these two I can call in a top module. Okay. So, now A is a part of the A belongs to the top module. A is a subset of the another Verilog module whose name is let us say top. Okay. So, it is called A module is called inside the top module. Okay. So, that is called your module instantiation. So, this type of terminology is well required in many times to build systems, because system comprises of different blocks. Okay. So here if I am connecting A with B, so this intermediate, no doubt top will have its own input and outputs. Those we are defining in module itself, input output inside a module, that brushes. But while you are connecting internal signals, those has to be defined with a nets. Okay, so interconnections are specified by using nets. That is where we will use at a where here as a data type. Now, so here in this tutorial I will only discuss two things. One is built-in primitive gate and module instantiation. These two are why a basic terminology is that out of these 4 modules, fast and 4 is synthesizable. Are you getting the term? We already discussed what is synthesis. Okay, so that means if I am writing the code, let us say Verilog code, I will pass it through a synthesis module, any synthesis tool, then output will be generated as gate level, that already we discussed. Okay. So that is only possible in 1 and 4 case, built-in primitive gate and module instantiation. In between, this switch level and user defined primitives are only used for simulation. These two are only used for simulation. Okay. So this is, you can say either it is the merit or demerit of this, but anyway transistor level has to be modeled in Verilog, so that is why these two are there. Okay. But they do not have any synthesize, or you can say they do not have any relation into synthesis. Okay. So that is why we will see 1 and 4 in these classes, in this class. So now built-in primitive gates mostly use, there are many different gates, we will see in detailed class. I am here just written that one is called AND, then OR, XOR and NOT, minimum things whatever is required. So this allows you to call these standard gates available in the Verilog language, and you can do the connection properly, so that one system can be built or a top module can be built. Okay. So the syntax here is this. So first you have to write down gate type, like here let us say gate type is AND, then label you have to give, let us say I am giving A1 is the label. Okay. Then followed by, you have to in bracket you have to write down what is the input and output ports. Okay. You remember that this is very important, always output will come first. This is the syntax. Okay. That is why we have written output ports, comma, followed by the input ports, right. So now to give an example, we have taken one ABC XOR gate whose inputs, one XOR gate with Y output ABC as input, another XOR gate as Y1 as output, XYZ as input. So the syntax is like this, you write down that gate type XOR, then give the label X1. Okay. So that means I can say that this has a label of X1 and this has a label of X2. So label you want to give because in a design there may be n number of XOR, so you have to differentiate one XOR between another XOR. So that is why you have to label it. So X1 is the label, then Y is my output, so it is always fast, followed by ABC are the corresponding inputs. So this is order of placing ABC, I will discuss later on. For the time being, let us just realize, understand the simple syntax, and syntax tell gate type followed by the label followed by output first, then all inputs. Understood? So this has to be end with a semicolon, general syntax. So once it is done, for another XOR, again XOR 2, then output first, then rest input. So now this can be equivalent in syntax point of view. I can write like XOR, then X1 Y comma A comma B C, here I can put a comma followed by semicolon. So these two are equal. So means if you are having, let us say 100 number of XOR in your design, instead of writing XOR 100 times, you can simply write XOR one time, and rest of the things you can write down 100 times, but it has to be separated by a comma each line. So it will maintain like it is a single continuous line. Okay. And it will, when it will be synthesized, the corresponding gates like this will be created. So this built primitive gates using built-in gate primitives are synthesizable in nature. Means if you are writing a code and if synthesis is not done, then your gate level netlist will not be generated, then it is of hardly of any use. If it is only for simulation purpose, then it is not a problem, but if you want to implement in hardware, then non-synthesizable codes are mostly not allowed. So that's why many times we write synthesizable constructs of Verilog. There are very many constructs in Verilog which are not synthesizable. Got this slide all okay? So this is the summary is how to instantiate a gate level netlist here. Okay. So related to different types of gates, what it supported, Verilog language reference manual LRM, that you remember all language reference manual are there for all the coding. So if you want to go in detail, you have to study, you have to go for that language reference manual of each type of coding whatever exists in our day to day study. Okay. So so this is that. Now what I have done is, again I have I have put that simple example here. As we are studying the basic syntax through tutorial point of view, I am not making the design as complex. Designs are very simple. Let us understand the coding, how to write it properly. Then we may go for some other bigger designs later on, or maybe in lab class we are also going to do the same thing. Okay. So now as the name indicates, so it is a 1-bit full adder using primitive gates we have to do. So it is something like, so you have to start with a module. So module, okay. So module, inside that you have to write all the names like A, B, C, comma, sum and cout. So writing module is the easiest thing in Verilog, or let us say in any SDL, VSDL also. So once module is over, then you have to write down what are the inputs and outputs. So input is A, comma B, comma C in, end with semicolon. Then followed by you write down the outputs. So output is sum, comma cout. Okay, so last class I told, today maybe FPGA simulator they support that this 2 line can be written inside it. That is also allowed, from syntactically correct, but this is the generalized syntax. Okay, once it is done, so what I have done, A I have declared, B, C in, sum, cout, all I have declared. So now the question is whether I have to declare, this is my declaration portion. Before executional part I have to complete the declaration portion. Okay. So whether I need to declare anything else, you can tell. What? So sometimes as you are telling, connecting signals has to be declared, because so here connecting signal is S1, T3, T1 and T2. Okay, so it has to be declared like what, where or range. So this is where, not range. Range only in behavioral modeling if you are using behavioral. Behavioral means only if you are using initial or always. Here we are not using initial or always. So it is where. Okay. And again these are 1 bit or multi-bit. So 1 bit, so I am directly writing where S1, comma T1, comma T2, comma T3. Understood? So my so I can say my module part is this. Okay. Then this portion up to this, I have this double mark I am giving slashes for comment. So this is my declaration part. So declaration part over. So after this I can write down the code for execution. Okay. So now execution code means I have to, as it is built in primitive gate, I have to call each gate individually. So either you use write 2 times or you call it through separate by comma, that depends upon you. So let's say first start with XOR. So XOR built in gate is called as XOR. Okay. So XOR, this one is X1, so I am taking X1, then followed by output first. So output is S1, comma input is A, comma B. Okay. So I am putting, I will write both the style. So I am putting semicolon here. Okay. Then for another XOR I can write XOR, then X2, then X2 output is now is sum. So I can write sum, comma input is S1, comma another input is C in. Okay. So this input goes here to C in, right. So XOR is over, right. So next is for AND. So for AND I am writing AND. So first let us say A1. So okay, do take the same thing what we have done. So I have taken capital A1, so there let us go with A1. Then output is T3, comma input here is connected to A and here it is connected to B. So actually we need to see the diagram properly. A comma B bracket and comma I am giving the other modeling style, okay, comma. Then for A2, let's say for A2 output is T2 and inputs are B and C in. So B comma C in bracket and again comma. Then for these two are over. Now for A3, so write down A3 output is T1, so T1, so I can say the other one is A and C in, that you know, then semicolon end, right, correct na, got. So now these 4 I have called, along with XOR also I have called, rest I left out with OR gate, okay. So OR, as it is a single one, you can write down OR, then the label is O1 bracket start, output is C out, then inputs are T1 comma T2 comma T3 bracket and semicolon end, okay. Then you can write down the end module, it's a single word without comma, without semicolon, end with semicolon. Getting the points? So it's a easy modeling style. Only next you need to understand what are the different models, gate levels are existing, and only thing you have to remember in comment, always the output first. This is highly required, okay, because while synthesizing it may do wrong connection if you are not putting output first. Whatever you are writing in this place, it will take it as an output. So if you are putting input, then it will be connected to output only. It's okay, or any doubt? Okay, I think like this. So just you can just summarize. So if there are you can say gate levels which are very less, gate counts are less, then you can use this type of modeling. If very high gate level count, then it is a problem. In hierarchical level at least I can say lower level designs can be coded using gate level netlist, also by using continuous assignment statement. So the fourth one, whatever I have written in this line, next is module instantiation, which will create hierarchy. So it is there to create hierarchy, because our design will be in a hierarchy only. It consists of different blocks, okay. So that's why I told in lower level hierarchy you can use gate level primitive gate level designs or continuous assignment statement. In top level hierarchy, either structural modeling, module instantiation or behavioral modeling is used. So now next is structural modeling. So once, let's say, assume that I have designed a full adder. So next is structural modeling means we will connect it. So module instantiation. So I will call a full adder, and I will we are designing now a 4-bit full adder, okay, by using 1-bit full adder. So you know that this is also called carry ripple adder, ripple carry adder, RCA. By taking for 4-bit we require 4 number of full adder, and sometimes this FCin may be connected to ground. So it may behave like 1 half adder or with n-1 number of full adder or 4 number of full adder, okay, got. So now what we will do is we have to see the write down the code how the module instantiation is done in Verilog, right. So 4-bit full adder can be described by instantiating 4 1-bit full adder modules, right. So again here we'll do okay, we'll do like you write down the code like first module, okay. So let's say 4-bit full adder, right. So now I am writing FA comma FV comma FCin comma FSum comma FCout semicolon end. Are you getting? So what I want to say is this is your full adder. So just for description here I am doing. Let's say assume this is my 4-bit full adder, right. So what I will take? I will take 4-bit of FA and 4-bit of okay, FB of 4 bit, I will add it like 1111 1111, it will be added. So 11 is 0, again carry will go 111 01, so again 1, right now. So again carry will go here 1101, again carry will go here 1101, so 1 then 1, is correct. Okay, so we are replicating now. Now what we are doing is this FA is a vector, so I can write like it's something like let's say I can write here something like 4:1, 4 bit. Okay, but at the same time it has a single this, for this we may have a carry addition, so that I can take as one input called FC in. This would not be vector, single bit. Okay, so my output is now what, this much sum, so output is F sum 4 bit. Okay, and this is carry out, so that is single bit FC out. So this is now my module block diagram, which shows the module name and which shows the input output interfacing, means communication ports. I am not, while writing module name, input outputs, I am not bothering about the internal functionality or structure. So sometimes I saw students doing confusion that which will be in the part of my input output part, my with module what I have to write. So if things become complex, they sometimes putting module input output in module, they face problem. Okay, so while similar situation happens like in this case, so what you do is you just assume that 4 blocks are inside it, this is your entire black box, what is input, what is output, simple, understood. So it's to avoid confusion. Okay, so now this FA is FA1, FA2, FA3, FA4, similarly FB1, FB2, FB3, FB4. Okay, so that's why I have taken here FA, FB, FC in, F sum, FC out, but till now we have not declared any vectors, so we will declare it. So that we will do in the declaration portion by using when we can declare input output. Okay, in order to define parameterization, how parameterization can be done, I am introducing another term called parameter. Okay, so let's say I am writing parameter size is equal to 4 semicolon end. Let us write down, then we will understand. Then I am now defining input in square bracket size is to 1 FA comma FB. Are you getting my points? So now I have defined size as 4. So that size when it will come, so it is now becoming 4:1. Okay, so now my FA is 4 bit and FB is 4 bit. This you know how to do parameterize, it is there in C and in all the languages it supports. So this is so that in any time you change the size value here, it will reflect it in towards the entire coding. See, this code I may write of 15 lines as I counted yesterday, but for microprocessor code it will be 3, 4 or 10 pages of code will be there. All pages code will be constituted now to a single top block. Okay, so in that case if you are changing size sometimes in one line, then it will change in entire page. Okay, so now input is defined, then next is your output. So output also I can define that size is to 1 and here size is only F sum, so it is F sum. Okay, so apart from this we have declared this FC in we have not declared. Okay, so for that, as it is a single bit, we can't declare it along with the vector, so I am declaring here it as FC in. Okay, and output is also a single bit, there is a single bit called FC out, so that also I am declaring as FC out. So now understood. So 1, 2, I can say here 4, 4, 8 to 10. So if you will count, your all IOs should be equivalent to 10 in this design. 13 हो रहा है. So similarly you have to count it. So 4 bit again. Oh, here FA, FB are both are there. So 4, 4, 4. Then these two. So around 13, 14 numbers of IOs are there. Okay, okay. So now once input output is declared, now you have to think whether we are having where or register under. So as this is no behavioral modeling, then register will not come into existence. So I am writing then is called where. So where also I am writing as size minus 1 is to 1, let's say f temp. So this the code I am directly taking from that Bhaskar book. Okay. So VHDL primer by Bhaskar. So here the intermediate connections are these 3. Okay, so these are not 4, these are 3. So that's why we are doing size minus 1, which will be equal to 3. Okay, so 3 is to 1. So this will be f temp. So if it will be f temp 3, it will be f temp 2, it will be f temp 1. Okay, I told that when you are accessing the individual bit, you have to access like this, f temp in square bracket 3, like that, not any other bracket, only square bracket. Okay. So now let us say my input declaration is over, my output declaration is over. Next is we have to call these modules, right? We have to call these modules and we have to write it. Okay. So now module instantiation also, it is more or less similar to, syntax is more or less similar to gate level instantiation, but with few differences. Okay. So I am just writing the first one. Let us say I am calling this module. Okay. So last code what I have written. Okay. So here if you will see, I have missed the module name. Okay. So here fa underscore str should be there, module name. Without module name it will not work. Understood? So means this module name is fa underscore str. So this module is a full adder, that I will call there 4 times. So fa underscore str already designed. So this I will call. So what I can do is, the syntax is something like this, fa underscore, let's say str, that module I will call. So again I have to give the levels also. So without leveling it's not possible. So what I can do is, this is called fa1, this is called fa2, this is called fa3, and this is, let's say this is labeled as fa4. So don't be confused, this is not fa bracket 1, this is fa1, this is single another identifier is the label. So fa underscore str, so first you have to write the module what you are calling. So each individual are fa underscore str, then you have to write the label. Then after that, here in braces you have to do the connection. Okay, so what you are calling, okay, just now you understand that this fa underscore str, when I have decided in the earlier code, I have defined it with a, b, sum and cout. Okay, so these are can be treated as local input outputs for fa underscore str, means sub component or sub module, its local input outputs. Okay, and if this is my entire module is, let's say it's a top module, it is having inputs outputs which are fa1 fb1. So this has to be properly connected, that is we can term it as port mapping. So port mapping has to be done in this module instantiation. Okay. So what the syntax for port mapping is like this, you have to write down dot local in bracket actual. All these things will be inside these braces, whatever braces I have written here. Okay. So just imagine first a is connected to where, fa1. So I will write down here dot of a in this bracket, it is connected to fa square bracket of 1. Okay. This is I am mapping a here with fa1. So similarly comma, then I will write down dot b, it will be mapped with, as it is shown, fb square bracket 1, then comma, I will write down below, then next is sum. So okay, next is cin, so I can write down dot cin, it is mapped with f cin, comma, it has to be closed, that dot sum mapped with f sum, then square bracket 1, bracket n, comma, then dot cout mapped with, this is temp 1. Okay. So mapped with f temp 1 bracket n semicolon. Any doubt we can discuss. Okay, are you getting my point? This is just mapping of the inputs. So some input has been called, that is called as local, you can say local block, and actual block is the main block which is under test or under design. Okay, so local mapping has to be done with the actual mapping, because actual weight is actual, you can say it is actually connecting to the external world and communicating with the external world, but internally this is doing, but actually FA, FBs, FSUM, FC out, those are connecting to other module in a top module. Okay, so dot local bracket actual. Okay, this is one way of writing the code. So now let us say for other one I am writing, other one is FA underscore str, the second one. So next it will be labeled as FA2. Okay, so now again I can write like dot A bracket with FA2. If sometimes you feel I am mapping something wrong, you can tell. Okay, then comma dot B mapping with FP2. Okay, then comma here dot C in is map with that F temp 1, this one. So F temp bracket 1. Okay, again comma, I will continue below. In code you have to write in a single line. After that is dot sum, in bracket you can write down F sum bracket 2, then comma dot C out F again temp, F temp bracket 2, this bracket end, then semicolon end. Got? So simply A is connected to FA2, B is FB2, C in is F temp 1. So this you can write the syntax we have taken, F temp. Okay, sum is F sum 2 and C out is F temp 2. So sometimes, so one thing I think you have noticed here, this intermediate signals are sometimes connected to output, sometimes connected to input. So the basic property of where is, it is both input output. That is a basic conclusion. By this time you might have known on your own. Okay, so as where are connecting intermediate points, they are both, they can connect to input as well as output. They are by nature in out. Okay, so that is why no need to declare in input output. Where means it is by default input output, in out. Okay, are you got? So now 2 we have declared. In the I kept the same slide here, also we can continue. For the next one, let us say I am calling FA underscore str. Then next one is FA 1 2. Oh yeah. So next is FA3. So now there is another way of also writing the same code. I told you that you write down dot local dot actual. You can also write down only actual. That is two ways. So I have write here, there are 4 different modules, submodules I am calling. So entire 4 modules I am writing, 2 I am writing in the fast modeling style or fast syntax, another 2 I am writing in second syntax. Whatever you feel easy, you can use. Okay, and what is the merit demerit, I will tell. So now but in that case what you have to see is, you have to see that what is the in order you have to maintain. So like first I am always writing A, B, then C in, then sum, then C out. So first you write down A is connected to FA3. Okay, directly actual I am writing, now no dots. Then B is connected to FB3, then C is connected to, I have taken this as 2, this is 2, this is 1, this is 3. So it is connected to F temp bracket 2, then sum is connected to F sum bracket 3, then C out is connected to, here P you write down, F temp bracket square bracket 3. Got? This is another way of writing. Then another is FA underscore str FA4. So again same thing here, A is connected to FA4. So these are actually mapping of the ports, local port with actual port. FA4 then FB4, then C in is connected to ftemp 3, then sum is connected to fsum 4, then finally then C out is single bit, so it is connected to only FC out, bracket and semicolon. Okay, then you can end the module. End module without semicolon. Got? Okay. So are you getting now? So just to explain, module is done with a module name, and you have to just see that what is my input and what is my output. Depending upon that, you have to write down FA, FB, FCin, FSum, FC out. The sizes can be declared later on if you are using any parameter or any, that has to be done in the declaration part. Parameter size is 4. So if you are changing 4 here to 8, then entire code will have the effect. Okay. Then input size is to 4, 1 indicates 4:1, FA, FB, both are 4:1. Then out, here I missed, output has to be written. So it is output. So output again size is to 1. So fsum is my also 4-bit output. Now input fcin, outputs fcin, because these two are actually single bit. FC out is single bit, fcin is single bit. Okay. Now next is you have to decide whether you are having where. So intermediate connections are there. So as there are 3, it is size minus 1. So I have written size minus 1, 3:1, ftemp. So any name you can take, identifier, whatever you feel. So now for doing the connection, which is called your port mapping. So port mapping, for port mapping they use 2 types of syntax. In one syntax you have to write dot local bracket actual. Local belongs to the module which you are calling, sub module. Actual is the module where you are calling, that main module, top module. And sometimes you can route down only actual. Both are some requirements also we will see. So FA underscore str I called, so this is same in 4 cases. Only FA1, FA2 has to be changed because 4 different models, 4 different levels for each module. Then finally dot A FA1, comma dot B FB1, comma dot Cin FCin, comma dot sum FSum 1. Oh, here it will be comma, not semicolon. Okay, it is comma. Oh, sorry, it is dot C out. Okay, dot C out ftemp 1. So that you can see. If structure is given, this is easy to do, but structure is the job of a designer. Okay. Now similarly fashion, this is also done. So each line separated or ended with a semicolon indicates individual line, right. So if you will tell that like get level modeling, I want to write this entire thing in a single line separated by comma, that is also allowed. Got my point? I can write FA underscore str, FA1, this entire thing, then comma, then FA2, this entire thing semicolon. It is always dot local and dot actual. Okay. So it is nothing about output after input. Just remember dot local, here see dot local is input and this FA1 nature is also input. So you are just to see that input should be matched with input mapping and output should be mapped with output. But sometimes input output can map with signals, because signals are both input output. Okay. So now coming to that question that we can see here. So in this case what I have done is I have used the second syntax. What we have done? Only locals. So when you are writing these locals, then you have to follow certain order. That is the problem, means the requirement is that these 2 types of modeling style is order dependent. Okay. So you have to depend on a order. Okay. It is order dependent. Okay. But when you are writing in this style, you are mapping the name of one input output whatever name one to another name. So this is actually called as named association. You are associating with a name to another name. So you are not bothering which I will take, it is actually order independent. You are not bothering that I will take which one first, which one independent. Which one first, which one last, that botheration is not there with you in this first 2 style of coding. But here order dependency has to be maintained. Okay. So that dependency will be maintained with whom? You have to maintain with this fellow, your sub module. Okay. So now I have to go to the sub module to see what I have defined, A, B, C in, sum and C out. Okay, so if I have defined A first, then B, then C in, then sum, then C out. So in this order, tool while simulating or while synthesizing, tool will connect A first, B second, then C in, then sum, then C out. Getting my point? So that order dependency is there in this type of modeling step, this type of syntax. Okay. The merit demerit is something like if you are having small number of input outputs, then using this is okay, because 4 input outputs at max 10 input outputs you can just check and do on your own. But if it is 32 bit or 64 bit microprocessor in generalized case, at that time you, if 128 or like that input outputs is there, it is better to map with named association. This is actually called as positional association. Positional association. Getting now? So here I am associating with position of this FA_STR, what position I have declared in its module, that is being associated with this. Okay. So this is positional association order dependent. The other one is named association order independent. So this is called module instantiation. Now next is mixed design modeling. So we'll go with that. So now 3 modeling style I have discussed. Next is called as mixed design modeling. So in mixed design modeling, no doubt your design will be much complex, so you can't write the entire code in only one modeling style. So you have to go through model it by using mixed type of modeling. Okay. So what we can do is, designer has to decide which block of the your design he will take as a get level, data flow level or behavioral level. So in this diagram I have taken this XOR I can use in get level modeling, primitive gates, this one as data flow modeling, and this was as behavioral level modeling. Understood? So for that we have to write the code. Okay, so we'll start. So module, then FA_mix. So let's say mix. Module name is over. Then this is same A, B, C in. Then output is sum. Then C out. Semicolon end. Okay. Then again same thing. You define input. So input A, B, C in. All these are input, and outputs are output sum, C out. Okay. So now we next declaration part, shall I declare range or where? So range will be there or not, because here there is behavioral level modeling is there. So the where now will form, we have to declare as range. So and also if you will see this get level get and this data flow, in between this S1 is there. Okay. So this S1 is intermediate connection, which is not in behavioral, but it is a intermediate where. So this has to be defined as a where S1. Okay, right. So now next we have to declare range. So while declaring range, which portions I have to declare as range? Okay, C out. Then also I am declaring T1, T2 and T3, because in that behavioral always block I will use a always, in that I will assign T1 as AND operation of 2 inputs. So some sort of assignment will also be there for T1, T2 and T3. Okay. And also in that C out will be assigned with T1 or T2 or T3. So that's why I have assigned all declarations now over. So up to this I told always, you just remember this, up to this my declaration part is over. Then below this I will write down the executional part. So while execution, so let's say go for this get type modeling. So when I am doing get modeling, so I will write down XOR, the level is X1, then first what I will write down, output first. So output here is S1 followed by input A, B, then semicolon end. So get level modeling of XOR with level X1 is over. Correct. So remember always output. Okay. Then I will do this one I can do. continuous assignment statement for data flow modeling. So this I can write down directly, assign sum is my output. So I am not taking delay here to avoid complications. Let us write down the code first. Sum is equal to input is S1 and XOR with Cin semicolon end. Okay. So this in commit get primitives, okay, and this in comment it is continuous assignment. Okay. So continuous assignment, which I can treat it as also data flow modeling. Okay. So now rest is your behavioral level modeling. Okay. Now rest is your behavioral level modeling. So I told you have to use always block. So write down always @ indicates one event will happen after this. So inside this bracket, whatever input on it is depending, so that you have to write down A or B or C in. Okay. Then you write down begin. Begin is a sequential block, begin and end. So this is also called as sensitivity list. Okay, sensitivity list means this block is sensitive to these inputs. If any of the change happens, either A or B or C in, this block will execute, and it will execute till the events are happening. One event is stopped, it will stop execution. Okay. So that's why for modeling a gate or design we use always, not initial. Initial will execute once. So if you are using initial and you are designing this, you switch on your IC, it will execute once, then it will never execute. Each time you have to switch on to do the execution. So always should be there, because gate will execute, inputs are coming, execution is going on parallelly. Okay. So continuity will be maintained, continuous. So after begin, I am directly writing T1 is equal to A and C in. Just you check here, T1 is taking from C in and A, then T2 will be taken from B and C in. So AND operator. Then T3 almost it's left out is A and B. Over. Then these two are over. These two already we over. Then now C out. Now C out is T1 or T2 or T3. Okay. So begin as always as a begin, it has to be end with one end statement. So this forms one block, sequential block. So in this, first this line, then second, then third, then fourth, they will execute in a order. Okay. So once it is over, then I think all modeling is over, we have done. Then we will end with end module. So this is how we do mix design modeling. So the last summary of this slide is that just how they execute. Okay. So this XOR is a independent coding, this assign is another independent coding, then this always is another independent coding. So it is to say that the simulation when you are doing all will happens at 0 time units. In all these things I have not written the time scale, but you have to write the time scale everywhere, that is highly required here. Like I used to tell last class, like time scale 1 nanosecond by 1 nanosecond. So that has to be written. Okay, that is highly required. Okay, so just remember, either you use a continuous assignment statement, or you use a get level assignment statement, or you use this as behavioral assignment statement. So what will happen, all the execution of these three lines will be done at same time, at a time. These three individually are concurrent, but body of the always is sequential. So understood? So now you have to decide, you can alternate this, you can take anyone as gate, data flow and anyone as behavioral. So we will end here with 3 modeling style today, and next class we will see how to simulate a design.